Right, like magic. I love that. All right, guys, thank you for attending. I'm really excited about what's in store for 2024. This is our official founders meeting that we're going to kick off 2024 with our all the new things that we're launching, all the success that we had in 2023, and really looking at gaining members into what we call our Elite Cities Network for Texas. And I think there's no better time than now for capturing a lion's share of projects. The way the economy's positioned, the national positive news about expansions, relocations, the number of projects that have been moving to Texas just creates a snowball. And I always feel that the time to take charge is whenever you're winning and to maintain that edge. So thanks for coming today. I'm going to try to keep this to probably 30 to 45 minutes. That means I might have to go really fast because I have a lot to go over. But for those of you that are here, you might be asking who's in this meeting. Obviously, our founding members. I'm going to call them our existing elite members of ChooseTexas.com program. We've been doing Choose Texas for about 7 years now. We've got some potential founding members, some potential people that are looking at becoming a part of our alliance, and observers. Some that are just kind of kicking back and taking a look at what we're doing, and hopefully we can pique your interest in being a part of what our elite cities do. Some housekeeping items. Everybody is muted. We start that way with every webinar. If you have a question, we have a little Q&A button down there. Go ahead throughout the webinar, throw it in there. As we see those pop up, we will be able to answer those questions as they arrive. And if I really have a difficulty with your question, I'll ask you to raise your hand. We have a ton of people in here today, so it'll bring you to the top, allow me to unmic your thing, and you can ask your question. We are recording and transcribing this session, so we will be sending this recording out to you afterwards. By the way, I want to introduce Mike Running. Mike, I kind of skipped over you there in the beginning slide, but Mike, Mike has been I'm going to say, a #1 client for how many years, Mike?
Gosh, about 16, 17 years, almost, goddamn, we're pushing 20 years.
I know, I hate it. But, Mike came to us basically almost from his first week of an employment in the economic development world, was asking us to do a logo for him. And we managed to scratch one out on a napkin, and it built into a website, built into several projects. And the last we checked, it was over 240 million of investment for their community over this period. And I thought there'd be no better person to bring over to our staff and have him take charge of this Choose Texas because of the experience and the new items that he can bring. So Mike, I am totally excited about having you here and looking forward to your.
I'm telling you what, I'm absolutely excited about being a part of this thing. This program, I'm going to tell you, I've been, like you said, we're pushing 20 years. I've been utilizing everything that GSLI provides. During that time, I've had, I can't even tell you. I mean, you and I talked about that, how many leads and projects that we've landed because of GSLI. And then when we did the Choose Texas program years ago, that was just phenomenal for us. I'll go into this in more detail later on, but real briefly, we've been a member of GSLI for years and years. I spent, what did I tell you? I think I spent like $6,000, $7,000 on just a lady to do a logo. I think at that time our logo was a pump jack and corn stalks and a cow.
Exactly.
And I called you and I said, I just spent 6,000, and every logo she sent me I didn't like. And then between you and I, and like less than a minute, you had one. I'm like, yep, that's it. So anyways, my point being is I've been a devoted member of GSLI for years. And we invest money in multiple programs. and GSLI has always been the one that delivers. I got more projects from GSLI than any other program membership that I've been involved with.
Yeah, and we appreciate that. And we, I tell everybody I had a 5-year exit plan. I'm on year 30. I still get jazzed about expansion. So when I see a new job created and know that that's going to make an impact of over $500,000 for that community, just pumps me up. So I might be weird, but I love it. So let's keep going. Our vision, pretty much the same vision as Choose Texas has had over the years. Trying to put more of a focus on opportunities, though. In 2024, present elite city members with more opportunities in a variety of more ways to get in front of potential projects. So it's not always about the leads that we generate, but it's, are we putting our members in a position to go out and be stewards of their own communities and gather their leads and work them to fruition. So excited about some of the things you're going to see that we're going to be doing. Our mission is to facilitate the expansion and relocation of projects to Texas while helping communities leverage their marketing dollars for the same mission. And I think as anybody can work better through synergy. So the more we grow our Elite Cities network, the better we can help the companies and the better we can help those communities by keeping costs down. And at the end of the day, all our members and people have been interested in is a good quality project. They're not interested in going run ads. They're not interested in doing all these other things. And then having to qualify it and use the resources. Just bring good quality projects that we can get in front of and hopefully get on their short list. So we really work hard in our team. We have a team of community assessment directors that work with the communities individually to get them on short lists. Shout out, here are our existing members: Coleman, Andrews, Mount Pleasant, Orange, Lancaster, Fairfield, Paris, Costep, Hempstead, Ballinger, Dumas, Kilgore, Meridian, Clyde, Ranger, and Matagorda County. We wouldn't be here without you guys, so we really appreciate what you've done. They've been a part of us over the past 7 years. Some have went through transitions and brought on new directors, so we're getting used to them and trying to continue their participation with us. But without all of you, we wouldn't be where we're at today, and we're looking forward to 2024. And you will officially be now called the founding members, and there's two really big benefits of that. Look back at 2023, an analysis of our projects. If you were participating in our project, you had a chance to submit on 48 total projects. Those were identified by Global Site Location Industries and made available in our portal. Our portal is an easy way for our Choose Texas members to log in, make a submission. The first one might take about 30 minutes. From there on out, there's sticky fields, so they can reduce that time to about 15 minutes. And in all honesty, we put a focus on the cover letters. Is your cover letter standing out so that they'll get into your submission? The breakdown of those 48 projects, there are some misnomers in here, but there's 15 conducting Texas searches, 15 conducting national searches, 2 projects conducting Southwest searches. And kind of those are all over the place because sometimes the Southwest search is stronger than a Texas search, and the national search ends up being the project that really initially has Texas as a focus. And so in evaluating those projects, we try to work on how you craft your message and saying, we know where you're looking, what you're looking for, and we have the ideal reason for these. Out of those 48 projects, the 32, so 32 projects total. And of those 32 projects that were considering Texas, 1,987 potential jobs were going to be created out of those projects or are going to be created at some point. Some notable projects we're really proud of, this was within the last year. Over 1,200 new jobs created from Choose Texas projects in the state of Texas, $480 million in investment. Wallbox, that's one that I really enjoyed. I hired the limo, took them around on tours, and really got to see it was their first expansion into the U.S. And they did a $70 million investment. They ended up locating to Arlington, Texas, and they will be creating 700 jobs by the year 2030. McKinley Packaging, this has been an ongoing project. Their facility is coming to fruition. Massive facility, about 500,000 square feet, $60 million of investment, and that's growing. Just they're having to add additional things to their project. And they were the largest Latin American investment in over 20 years. They'll end up creating about 300 jobs by year 5. And Project Steel, we're still under NDA with them. They are doing a total of 5 projects, and we helped their first by identifying, we worked with the site locator that actually located that plant into Sulphur Springs, Texas. And we're close to their second facility in Texas. And I've been doing some additional searches for them. $350 million investment, very large project, 200 jobs. Some of the improvements for the members coming up in 2024. We just did a revamp of the website. Here's just some screenshots of different pages, tying and really directing more people to download a expansion guide or business guide to doing business in Texas, using that as a lead magnet, in which you guys will be included in the directory. And then just some other explanation pages for people to get in contact with us a lot easier. Really like the new look. A little bit different approach from our AI. Our AI is the workhorse behind our campaign. Otherwise, we would not be able to do one-on-one communication with over 40,000 companies a month. Formerly, we were doing 40,000 emails, and we would deploy it, we'll say, the second Tuesday and the second Thursday of every month. And from that deployment, there were many actions. So if they did go to the website, or they replied, or they watched a video, or downloaded one of our marketing magnets, they would get a series of follow-ups. So it's not just those 2 emails, but what we did, we found more manageable, is 10,000 emails per week. So a different list 4 times per month. So 10,000 week 1, 10,000 week 2, 10,000 week 3, 10,000 week 4. It allows us to adapt if we want to pick different segments or change the marketing message, but we try to keep that consistent with all 4 segments so that we can gauge, is the campaign working or not. So a little bit of change there, and I'm excited and about the results that are coming in on that. New things that Mike has been able to bring to us with the addition of him on our staff, and some of the creative ideas brought to us from our members. We're going to have an increase in trade shows. We are going to add a bi-monthly jam session. Jam sessions are 30-minute meetings where everybody can log in, and we usually break them down into kind of any education on what's coming up, what trade shows are coming up, what's going on in the portal. Then we break it into a second segment, which is an educational time. I spend about 10 to 15 minutes educating on a topic. Could it be social media? Could it be incorporating AI into your day in the ED office? Is it how to write the perfect cover letter? We record all of those, and we create a library, so you can always go back and refer to those educational segments and give them to other staff members if you have a marketing person there or someone else that you want to share that with. The last part of our jam sessions is we usually spend about 10 to 15 minutes going over our latest project or what's our trending project that needs the most attention. We know you're busy, so it's a good opportunity to come in and go, okay, I really need to get back focused on that particular project. And we try to give a little deeper insight than just a report on our communications with them. We're going to beef up the annual relocation guide. That's going to be one of our marketing magnets. So everybody's input and assistance in getting the stories that we're going to provide about each of the communities is critical. An annual meeting. I'm really, increased advertising, annual meeting. Really excited about that. I've been wanting to do one of those for 30 years and with the help of Mike, and we've been interviewing some people that will take charge of that for us, and excited about having that along with site selector events. Over the 30 years, I've built so many relationships with site selectors. There's no reason why we can't bring those in for the group to meet with them. So going through them real quick, these are our trade shows in 2024. We've got Link, which is a retail show, and you'll see that we've done a good mix of retail and industrial. That's really coming from our members that say, hey, we really do have an interest in retail. And so we try to bring in a mix. We've got Going Global, which we've done the last 3, and the last one was out in London. We actually do a seminar in that, and there are anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 companies registered for those shows to say they have expansion or relocation plans. So they let us do a seminar on, I think we do it. It's called From Red Tape to Green Light, the must-dos for your next expansion. And so we get people to attend that. We sit down and talk with them. Modex, adding that back in this year. It's now grown back from COVID and probably going to be one of our top 4 shows to go to. Design to Parts is a small show we've always done in Grapevine, Texas, but we get to meet a lot of owners and CEOs at that one. So we continue to survey that show. Retail Supply Chain, big retail show in Vegas. If you're into retail, it's kind of the handshake to ICSC, and I know a lot of people are out there at that right now. Home Delivery World, if you want to meet the global real estate manager for Ashley Furniture or the big dogs that are really up there in the big box retailers, that is the conference to go to. Break Bulk Americas, if you're a port city, inland port city, or benefit from international companies doing business and shipping internationally, that's a good one. These last 3 with the asterisks, these are ones that our members want us to attend, and we've already secured some sponsorships. As soon as we secure those go 100% onto our list. But Select USA, we did it last year and walked it and found out, felt it was a worthy show to invest in and exhibit at. So we're looking at doing that. IFT, we've done last year. It grew from 30,000 to about 50 to 60,000 last year, and they're on pace to stay at that or grow a little. So it's an agricultural show for food. If you like to eat, that's a good show. You get to try everything new. In FabTech, FabTech's always been a staple and a very popular show. We're going to keep it. Our logistics are going to be tight in terms of getting booze from one to another, but we'd love to continue to do that. And those are the cities, in case you're wondering: Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, Las Vegas, Grapevine, Houston, and Philadelphia. If you're looking at targeting marketing trips at the same time, for example, say you want to go meet the site locators in Chicago at the same time as a trade show, you could double up with us. Crest, if you could you throw out the poll? Just want to get some feedback from, I guess, not just the members. If you're here looking at becoming a part of us, Would you be interested in attending? Attendance is free. We don't charge. Our goal is to save you money. Do these shows interest people? So just kind of, we'll leave that up for a little bit. And yep, the last answer there is no. We're just interested in the leads. Know that if you attend or don't attend, we still do a report at the end of the show and provide the contacts and the leads from each of the shows. So massive benefit on the trade shows. All right, I'm going to go on to the next one and we'll let that stay up for a couple more minutes. The jam sessions, these are an invaluable resource, the library that you can log back into, and we will be hosting these. We will be picking 2 days out of the month, typically on the second week. And the fourth week, we might go first and third on our Texas Jam sessions. And we'll pick topics every month. We take feedback from the members of what they want us to provide an educational series. We can bring guest speakers into that too, but they are limited. They're 20 to 30 minutes, meant to be in quick, out quick, not take up a lot of your time, but provide a lot of information. This is the guide. The guide that we are producing or working on, we want it to be used to distribute at trade shows. We want to use it on the website where I showed you earlier to be a downloadable document that captures information of a company expanding or relocating. We will be emailing it to every prospect just to say, hey, here's an overview and a guide for you to consider. And we'll make it also available to members. If they would just want the cover, their page, and the general information, we can customize that and provide it to you to include in your email marketing, in your packets of information that you mail out. And so really meant to be a piece for your use and our use to capture leads. I talked about increased advertising. Here's some of the little campaigns that we've been doing and have put together. This piece over here, it is a directory of all of our members. We're going to be using that as a handout at the shows or a fulfillment piece when people are asking information so that they can get directly in contact with you. And a little bit easier than handing out 25 business cards. So producing that piece, and that's the importance of getting into the program early so that you can be included on that piece that's going to be going to the trade shows and used as a fulfillment piece in our emails. These are magazine ads down here that will continue to run, and we're adding some banner ads on websites and social media just to be some incoming source for leads. The annual meeting, basically we're going to use that for all the members to get together, review progress. Mike, why don't you talk a little bit about the annual meeting and what you envision for it? I see some of these as basic things, but you're really the guy that says, man, this is going to be a game changer for you guys if we can pull these annual
I'm
meetings.
Tell you what, yeah, there's so many things that hopefully you give me a chance to talk a little bit more in detail about some of the stuff. But I've been with GSLI for, 16, 17 years. And you guys have been a game changer with me as an economic developer. I got more leads, more leads and more lead landing deals, prospects, because of GSLI than any other program that I paid for to be involved with. Some programs were I was a membership because it was peer pressure, had to be a part of it. Others were things that I wanted to try and see, and then found out they were seeking leads for industries that just wouldn't fit for my small community, but just needed to do everything and anything I could to get my name out there. But I'm going to tell you on a lot of these leads and everything that we were doing, we were most successful when we had a congruent group of people with like-minded ideas that had a voice that could say, these are the industries I'm going after. can you help me with that? And so having that annual meeting was critical for us to outline the plan for the following year. We could bring in people to give them expertise based on their needs and desires, whether it was housing, workforce, you name it. And we would hear from our membership, and those programs that were able and willing to listen to the membership, I would learn more in those annual meetings and network with more people. I could either hire somebody to help me out, or I could talk to the membership and get some ideas that people were willing to share. So that's the exciting thing about those annual meetings. We can do so much with those and have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, our most successful members are the ones that we communicate with on a regular basis. I love feedback. I love ideas. And I think getting everybody together at an annual meeting will give us that opportunity. And we want to make it fun too. We want to have a nice outing. We want to do something. We're going to work hard and play hard at our annual meeting. So really looking forward to what we develop there. We'll be coming out with that date probably within the next 30 to 45 days, so everybody can plan ahead and make sure that they can attend. Want to do some site locator events. The ones that I've been to, I will tell you, and I've been halfway pleased, but some of the people that I see, some of the site locators in those events, they really don't have projects. They're just, they've kind of been invited there to sit there and talk, and we were really brought this to our attention. We were working with a gentleman from Amazon. He used to be the site locator, and he would go to these events and he would just say, man, I really want to work with your group to bring site locators with active projects so that the money and time invested in those meetings is well worth it. And so I'm encouraged to continue to work with him, work with Mike, work with my contacts around the state and, in all honesty, around the country, and really have some both virtual and some in-person opportunities for speed dating, panel discussions, some meet and greets. If we do a trade show, maybe invite them to a VIP cocktail hour and pull them out of the city and into the event. So looking forward to those. And those are the changes. Got another poll for you guys. You can take that last one down, Caressa. Thank you, everybody, for their input. The next poll that I've got, I want to know, we've always offered all these additional services. We do AI lead generation for communities. We do website development. I see members on here that we've done their websites. I see video production. I see branding, marketing. And I'm always amazed. Sometimes I come back and they go, oh, we forgot that you guys can provide those services. The key to that is we provide them, I'm not going to say at cost, but we are dramatically lower and guarantee our results for the production. We don't feel like we need to overcharge for development of a website. We'd rather you take that extra budget, and invest it and get into a trade show with us and getting out in the marketplace, or do some email campaigns to push people to see that website and really put it into action. So really strongly want to remind everybody that we had these and all of these services. And if anything, use us for a bid and keep your other vendors honest in terms of what they're bidding. And again, 100% guaranteed on results. We don't come back and say, oh, you don't like that, we're going to upcharge you until it's done. We see the job through. We make sure it's finished and to your satisfaction and your board satisfaction. Some of the things, Mike, if you want, I've listed them over here on the right. If you want to kind of go through those additional services, this really excites me to be able to bring this to the communities. We've always done it by referring it to somebody, but now we can actually provide these services also.
Well, I'm going to speak to those that have been financially challenged on wanting everything and anything to help them out. And so most of us, like I said, I've been doing this for what, 18 years, 17 years. Well, if you include my city management experience, over almost 25 years. But here's the thing, we always have a need. We always have, something that we're tasked with as a community rep, uh, to find out what works best and how can we get there and do that. That's the one thing that I love about GSLI, what I've always loved about GSLI. I could contact my rep or Eric and say, hey, listen, my community is pushing for housing development. My community is pushing for workforce development. My community is pushing for retail development. Um, it was almost like a one-stop shop when I joined GSLI, and that was amazing for me. And most of us that have talked to retail development consulting companies, we're looking at a $25 to $75,000 fee for them to put a retail list together that tells us who would be interested in a community of our size with the demographics that we have available. The downside to that is we're left with a list with no contacts. We're left with the list with no ability to talk to them directly. We're left with the list with nobody that has a foot in the door in that particular industry that can talk to specific people to help us out. We pay for the list, we get the list, and we have nowhere to go from there. And then we're indebted to them for that huge amount of money. GSLI has a retail listing that's valued at over $8,000 that we can get for a nominal rate with the contacts pertaining to that high credit tenant, those retailers, those service companies that represents our region, for much less than that by being a part of this program. That is huge to me. Every company and organization I was a member of, each had their own individual strengths and weaknesses, pros and cons. Um, and some of you on this call probably are familiar with some of these, but I'm not going to name them. But some had focus on individual sectors as far as who they were trying to find for leads, and those sectors didn't match my community. They didn't match my demographics. Some had seemed to cater to a select few members, those that were with them from the very get-go, and so I felt kind of neglected and on the outside. Some required a large fee to join, and I was a small community with minimal funds, but I felt like I had to be a part of it. Some didn't provide many leads at all, for that matter, and some had minimal personalized services. Like I could call them and leave a message, and I wouldn't get a call back because they were catering to their prime members, and then most focused on only lead identification, but did not provide any type of leads that would be match with my community, my demographics, my industry sector. But I still paid to be a part of it. I spent more money being a part of all these organizations thinking that was going to open up my opportunities for identifying stuff. GSLI, particularly Choose Texas, was a game changer. I got more leads, more projects, because everybody that worked for them was willing to learn everything about my community. And so the minute they spoke with an opportunity, they said, oh my gosh, Mike Running and his community are a perfect match for this. And I got a phone call in real time. And that's what we were wanting to take Choose Texas to. You have your existing, you have Carol and you have Amanda that are your reps. They will always be with you. But now with what we're doing, you have me that's going to learn everything and anything I can about your community and provide you solutions in real time, every time. And that's an incredible asset to have. And so some of these additional services that you might need, we might be able to do something to help you out in a short period of time. But if you want consulting to set up your own small business development program, your own community improvement program where we cater to nonprofits and build up your name in the community that says, well, I guess the EDC is actually doing something for us. Those are programs I'm familiar with. And if I can't help you out, I've got access, and Eric has access to consultants that can specifically help you out at an extremely discounted rate. That's the benefit of this program. We are working with you one-on-one in real time at all times. And we're taking all of these programs that we invest so much money in and trying to put it together in one all-inclusive program. And I think that is what is huge about Choose Texas.
Yeah, and the thing I'm excited about that we really just started tapping into is the retail. I've worked with Mike on impact analysis of saying, hey, this project's going to do this. Is that, should they be even receiving incentives? And because they're asking for this, and I want to be honest with them, say that's not going to happen. The impact isn't going to be enough. And helping a community identify, should they be giving incentives? So all of these additional services, from retail list development to retail recruitment to business retention to whatever you can think of, we want to be here to either answer those questions, deliver those answers, and or put you in touch with the right people if we can't. And we're here to be honest and make sure that you're taken care of. So excited about all of those things in 2024.
Let me interject real quick, Eric. There's one thing I just don't want to ignore. When I joined GSLI, I don't know how many years ago, almost 2 decades ago, what was working so well back then is that I had that personal relationship with everybody with GSLI. And I convinced you guys to come up to my community and take a look and see everything. That way, when you were at trade shows, if there was a potential lead that would fit my community, you instantly knew about it. You represented my community. You were my community at that trade show, even though I couldn't afford to go to it. You were there saying, yeah, we are Dumas, and this is what we are, what we have available, and you would be a perfect fit. And it was that relationship that landed multiple deals for me. And you additionally, you reached out to me when you did identify a lead that was perfect for my community and a good match for my industry makeup, and you understood my community. That's where we're going with Choose Texas. That's where I want to be. I want to be that one. I'm not replacing Amanda. I'm not replacing Carol. I'm an addition to Amanda and Carol. I'm an addition to GSLI that can personally handle everybody in Choose Texas.
Yeah, and you hit the nail right on the head. When we bring on a elite member or elite city, we always consider ourselves an addition to your staff. So if you're tasked with only one staff member, or you only have one assistant, you all of a sudden have 3. You've got Mike, you've got your coach, and you've got me that are out there keeping their eyes and ears to the pavement, trying to help you guys be successful. And I have been accused over and over of being the world's cheapest assistant. They say I can't even hire an intern to do what you guys are doing on an annual basis for us. So, and the beauty is, Mike, you said it best back in the day, after you start landing a project, it self-funds itself for years. The taxes or the benefits from that project more than justify continuing and being a part of the program. So,
well, I think everybody's familiar with looking at the economic impact value of a project. And I've always looked at that. And I said, all right, I landed this deal through GSLI. I landed that deal through GSLI. You guys have more than warranted and paid the value of being a member of that many, many times over. And that's why I refuse to let you guys go, because you achieve things that I couldn't have done without your help.
Appreciate that. We are winding up. I promise to keep this to about 40 to 45 minutes. I tried to keep it to 30. Got a little long-winded on some things, so I appreciate you guys being here. So the existing members that you are here, thank you for being here. You might get going, so what's a founding member benefit? We're coming out with the founding member medallion, And the Elite Cities Medallion, we encourage you to put that on your website. We encourage you to put it on your marketing material. You can use it however you want to really just separate yourself and elevate yourself through the use of the logo. The big one, the massive one, you are now grandfathered for life. The rate of Choose Texas is going up to $79.50 for the year. You are grandfathered for $39.50 for as long as you continue. And if you change leadership, that does go with the community. I've had that question. If I can't, well, that'll be a discussion for future. If you move to another community, which we've had several times, will that membership carry with you to that? Different discussion, but right now everybody is grandfathered for life. So one other really cool opportunity. Cressa, could you throw up the poll about ARC-IT? We have a really good relationship with ARC-IT. We're partners with them. It is the Association of Rural Communities in Texas. And we have put together, Kim Little was just asking me a few seconds ago if we were going to show the video. We put together a great video. You can go to the website. If you go to choosetexas.com, scroll down to the bottom, it says community benefits or community assistance. Click that. And as we develop more grants, we will post those there. And intended to help you leverage your dollars. So we put together a $50,000 matching grant for ARC-IT. We're looking for some other associations that can put together grants with us to help our Texas communities be a part of this network. We'd hate to eliminate people just based on cost. So we're trying to be as creative as we can to allow them to participate, but we're going to be taking applications through February 15th to receive up to $4,000 of this grant fund. Once it's gone, it's gone. But we feel like, we could be good stewards by promoting this and getting as many people as involved as possible. Kim, sorry, I wasn't going to show the video on this call, but going to the ARC-IT meeting coming up on February 7th, I believe, down in Sinton, Texas, and we'll be unveiling the matching grant and really excited for that opportunity. So if you're not a part of it, if you want to receive founding benefit members benefits, because I've asked this several times this week, a lot of people have board meetings coming up on the 10th or 12th. And they want to be a part of it, and they want to be here in this meeting just to listen to it. We want a good founding members base that we can build on and grow the organization. So if you are interested of receiving a grandfathered rate for $39.50 for your entire program existence that you want to be a part of us, you must join by tomorrow. Tomorrow is our cutoff. It was supposed to be today, but pressured by several communities that are here, which I say pressured, but wanted to extend it till today, tomorrow, being Friday. Had, like I said, several go, we don't have we have a meeting until the 11th. We want to be a part of it. If you think you're going to have a meeting and want to present this as an opportunity, and you go present it and they say no, there's nothing lost. But if they say yes, I'd love to offer the benefit of being a founding member. Chris, if you throw that up, if you just hit yes on there, I'll have your email. I'll know that you're pursuing this for your board, and I'll have our team just continue to work with you through that process. And hopefully you can be one of our founding members. So finally, any questions and answers? I think I've done way too much talking. I've had a couple questions and they've been answered as we go. But if anybody has any questions, got about 1 more minute, 2 more minutes, I'll stay here or I'll reach out to you directly. hopefully I've done a good job of answering most of the questions for our members of what we're doing in 2024. Totally excited about it. I am a guy that was created in Texas, built in Texas. My company's been successful because of what Texas has brought, and really enjoy the program of what we can give back. I don't see any questions. Here's our phone number, 469-778-2606. You can reach us either at Eric or Mike at choosetexas.com. If you haven't seen the website this year, go check it out, choose-texas.com. And I really, really appreciate you guys. I know you're busy, and appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend it here to see what's going on in 2024. With that said, Mike, thank you so much for your time today. Cresta, thank you for being there to produce this for us. And we will be getting the recording out within the next couple days. So everybody, thanks so much, and goodbye, and continue to choose Texas.